Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Tommy B back with part 2 of Avengers Infinity War character arc breakdown, and we are now on to Captain America. In 1940, Steve Rogers attempted to enlist in the U.S. Army 5 times but was denied entry due to health and physical issues. At the time, he was 5'0" and 100 soaking wet. The one thing that kept him going was his unbreakable fighting spirit and strong will. Rogers' gigantic heart, combined with his never-give-up morale, earned him the audition to become the first Avenger. Howard Stark and Dr. Erskine transformed Rogers into a super soldier, better known as Captain America.
You win wars with guts.
Grenade! Oh, get away! Get back!
The dummy grenade.
Is this a test?
In Avengers 1 early on, viewers noticed the friction on screen between Cap and Iron Man, which would later culminate in Civil War. His character is still trying to get used to modern society, having been frozen under the Caps for 70 years. As the movie advances, we see his character arc come together after the death of Agent Coulson. He leads the Avengers against Loki and the Chitauri to successfully defend Earth in the Battle of New York. We really see him take command during this scene on the street in front of Stark Tower.
Call it, Captain.
All right, listen up. Until we can close that portal, our priority is containment. Barton, I want you on that roof. Eyes on everything. Call out patterns and strays. Stark, you got the perimeter. Anything gets more than 3 blocks out, you turn it back or you turn it to ash.
Give me a lift?
Right. Better clench up, Legolas.
Thor, you gotta try and bottleneck that portal. Slow him down. You got the lightning. Light the bastards up. You and me, we stay here on the ground. We keep the fighting here. And Hulk. Smash.
Captain America the Winter Soldier was arguably a redefining moment for the MCU as Steve Rogers learns about the news of his long-lost friend Bucky Barnes. Bucky was thought to be dead back in Captain America the First Avenger, but it turns out the Hydra organization recovered his body and injected him with the super soldier serum. He was later turned into the world's most deadly assassin in the Soviet Union, earning him the name the Winter Soldier. Captain America is always the first one to stick his neck out for the greater good of the little guy, but Rogers has very deep roots with Bucky from childhood. The moment Rogers sees who the assassin is behind the mask, it is almost like the MCU pressed the reset button on Captain America. Rogers later sacrificed himself just to try and bring out the true character of Bucky when they were aboard Hydra's ship. As much as Bucky had been brainwashed by Hydra, Cap was able to get him to remember who he was in that moment as they had a deep bond no one can break.
Your name is James Buchanan Barnes.
Shut up!
I'm not gonna fight you. You're my friend. You're my mission. Then finish it. Because I'm with you to the end of the line.
I'm with you to the end of the line, pal.
We touched on a lot of Age of Ultron in part 1 of Iron Man's character arc. To piggyback that, Cap was the only Avenger in Stark's vision to actually speak. He tells Tony, "You could have saved us. Why didn't you do more?" There's a lot of meaning behind this statement, as this would set up the bridge to Civil War. By the time Civil War hit the big screens, Cap would not only risk his life to try and save Bucky from Hydra's control, but he would risk his shield as well. Stark wanted Cap to sign the Sokovia Accords after Age of Ultron, as he felt the Avengers needed to be limited on their decision-making powers. Cap was adamant that if the Avengers subjected themselves to this change, they would sacrifice their true potential, as government control could manipulate their decisions. What really pushed his character arc forward was the fact that Bucky was framed for murdering T'Challa's father at the Accords conference, and Cap still believed that Bucky was innocent. The scene in which War Machine and company pull up on Cap, Falcon, Black Panther, and Winter Soldier during their highway chase, War Machine tells Cap, "Congratulations, you're a criminal." And even with then, Cap still believed he was doing the right thing.
Stand down now. Congratulations, Cap. You're a criminal. Your Highness.
Stark eventually finds out that Bucky was indeed framed by a man who suffered great loss at the Avengers' hands during the battle vs. Ultron in Sokovia. This man took it one step further and released a video in which Bucky Barnes was under Hydra's mind control as the Winter Soldier and was ordered to assassinate Tony's parents, Howard Stark and his mother, in order to obtain the super soldier serum that Cap was injected with. This set Tony off the deep end, and he attempted to kill Bucky, but Cap still stood up for his friend because as much as the situation had become twisted, he ultimately knew that Bucky was not responsible for anything while under the mind control of Hydra. After fighting Stark, Tony asks Captain to throw down the shield because he doesn't deserve it. Cap leaves the shield behind and walks off with Bucky. From that point on, Cap and Tony are not communicating, although Cap does send him a letter with a cell phone to give him a call if he is ever needed, because he will always be there for him. But the biggest concern heading into the Avengers Infinity War film is that Captain and Iron Man must reconnect at some point in order to defeat Thanos. These two character arcs have already reached the pinnacle and are on the way back down, and they need to find a middle ground in order to defend and protect Earth. Now I will be heading into Thor's Part 3 of Character Breakdown, where I will connect all of the galaxies together. Thank you for chilling with Tommy B tonight, and I hope you have a lovely, lovely evening.